2025. The railfan community is a shell of its former self. When did we go from peaceful railfanning to throwing switches, derailing trains, standing on the tracks, then photoshopping it to look like you were about to get hit by a train, and a bunch more? The railfan community is rather in shambles, if you were to say that. But why is it this way? Well, to sum it up, it's 2025. Clout chasing, going for the attention seeker way, and loads more, but the first two will suffice. Nowadays, you could just hide your identity behind a screen or just anything, unless you're these two, Capital City Rail Productions, who now has to avoid dropping the soap, or Sebastian Dion. Point is, the onslaught of COVID has really escalated things in people just hiding behind a screen and committing malicious acts. Attention seeking has seemed to have taken the forefront in pretty much doing anything, as you'll see anything and you'll wonder why they're doing such a thing. And I could sum it down to, well, I just said it, attention seeking. This even goes back to my person standing on the tracks and then someone photoshopping it to make it look like they were about to get hit by a surfliner train. Yeah, that happened, and it's quite foolish if you ask me. On top of the video I literally just made, well, the last video I just made, talking about how railfans quite literally manipulated the footage to make it look like the engineer was flipping them off with no reason. Even though we all know, or at least the people with at least more than 2 brain cells, know that the railfans provoked the engineer and then started recording to make it look like they were in the right and the engineer was in the wrong. That, ladies and gentlemen, is manipulation and misinformation, intentionally misleading and misinforming your audience to think one way when truly they should be thinking the other way. In the case of the Amtrak engineer incident, well, I pretty much already explained it. Twice. As for the Photoshop incident, that was intentionally leading your audience to, again, misinformation, when truly this was not the case. 2 specific time frames were actually merged together, and the only way this was pointed out is because of the lighting. The lighting pretty much gave it away, signifying that, well, these were actually just put together. I myself was almost baited by this until I further analyzed the actual photo to find that it was literally 2 time frames stitched together. So, what am I truly saying in this regard? Well, there has been a thing going around saying that misinformation travels faster and negativity travels faster than positivity and the truth. So in this case, lying, misinformation, manipulating, and clout chasing all fall into this category of misinformation and attention seeking. This is actually an issue in pretty much all communities, it's not just railfans. However, since I'm, well, a train-focused channel, I kinda had to stick to railfans. But again, this correlates to pretty much every community. There are rather several hotspots of this sort of activity of purposely lying to get attention, well, attention seeking in general, manipulation, and clout chasing, which is, again, attention seeking. That being Southern California, Florida, and the East Coast of the United States. That isn't to say that there are not any other former spots out there. There are. It's just that these 3, or more, actually take up the spotlight. Now, can we fix this? Well, unfortunately I will say we are too far in. However, this is me about to contradict what I just said. Calling it out and bringing awareness to it might actually do some sort of impact. I'm not sure how much of an impact this video will do, or the last ones, well, maybe. But bringing awareness to it does have its effect. And again, this goes for any community, however, I have to sort of, well, lean into my sort of profession. Well, I can't exactly call this a profession, but you get what I mean. I sort of have to stick to the railfan concept as this is a train-focused channel. And no, standing on the tracks despite it looking harmless if there's no train, posting it online is not the greatest idea. Anyways, if you enjoyed or agree with this video, then great. I'm glad you enjoyed my concise. Well, that will do it for me, so see ya.